Today, for the Bitcoin price, we want to show you what they don't want you to see. They are lying to you. They want your Bitcoin. They want you to sell your Bitcoin. They want you to be scary and to be anxious. We want to show you why the Bitcoin price is not only going to a 100K, 400K, in the mid-run, in this cycle. We will also show you why the price of Bitcoin is going to 5 million US dollars in the very long run. We will also show you how to spot bear market bottoms, but even more important, how to spot the exact day when we will top out in the next up and coming cycle. We will do all of that with a very easy to understand but yet very effective use of on-chain fundamental indicators here in our speech straight out of Moscow, Russia, where hundreds of people were listening, hundreds of people were extremely excited about that, and even the organizers said that it was probably the best speech of the conference. We can't say that, but make your own opinion, watch that, and let us know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. This is a very important one, guys, and we will see each other right now here in that video on the other side.
Окей, predicting Bitcoin. Вот будем предсказывать цены биткоина.
All right, so I hope that works in English. I hope the translation works. This is about predicting the Bitcoin price. It's the favorite topic of everyone. Where is the Bitcoin price going? And we will do that not with technical indicators, like everyone is doing it on TradingView, for example. We will do it right now with fundamental on-chain indicators. And here we are taking data from the Bitcoin blockchain. For example, if you go to blockchain.info, you will find data when Bitcoin is sent, at what price, how many Bitcoin, and from which address to which address. And with that, we will create our own crystal ball and predict where the Bitcoin price is going in the short, mid, and long run. And this is extremely powerful, in fact. With that, with fundamental on-chain indicators, you can predict bear market bottoms and bull market tops. So you are able to buy the bottom in a bear market. For example, in November 2018 or December, $3,150, or in 2015, $140, or even in 2011, at $1. So that's extremely valuable for everyone who knows about these fundamental on-chain indicators. Bear market bottoms and bull market highs. Also, we can measure fear and greed of the market participants. We can measure the scarcity of Bitcoin. You know, the more scarce a good is, like a Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, gold, silver, platinum, the more valuable an asset or commodity is also. So we can measure the scarcity of Bitcoin and also the long-term price movement. And also we can make our own perfect entry and exit strategies in the market to maximize our profits. And of course, much more. So the first thing is maybe the easiest, but also the most effective price prediction tool in terms of on-chain fundamental indicators. And this is about the realized price. You can see that you can't see that it's on the downside, the realized price and the delta. And with the realized price, whenever the Bitcoin price is going below the realized price, you can see that with the red circles, then you know that the majority of traders are trading in a loss. So always when we are going below the orange line with the price, with the blue line, we are going below the orange line, then we have a very fearful and anxious market situation. And you know the quote, whenever there's blood in the streets, I think Rothschild said that, you want to buy. And whenever the people are greedy, you want to sell. So the realized cap, always when the price goes below, you know there's blood in the streets and you want to start scaling into Bitcoin. And this is actually a very, very interesting and important measurement. You will find that on charts.woobull.com, courtesy to Willy Woo. And always when the price is going above the orange line, above the realized cap, then you know that that the market sentiment is more or less greedy and you want to start scaling out of the market, and it's also a bull market confirmation indicator. And the most important thing is, of course, how to spot the bear market low. And whenever the price is going below the realized cap, so whenever the majority of people are trading in a loss, then right afterwards, just like a few weeks afterwards, we always hit the bear market bottom. And just a quick reminder, a realized cap is, of course, an on-chain fundamental indicator. It is measured. It's just taking the data from the Bitcoin blockchain when the Bitcoin were moved the last time and at what specific price. So As we remember, when the price is going below the realized cap, below the orange line, the majority of people are trading in a loss. We have a very fearful market sentiment. And when we hit the delta, you can see that at the red circles, we exactly hit the bear market bottom. And you can see that was the case for 2018, beginning of 2019. It was the case for 2015, and it was the case for 2011. So that's how we at MMCrypto try to hit the bear market bottoms. And even more important is when you buy Bitcoin at the lowest possible price, which is amazing, you also want to know when you can sell Bitcoin at the highest possible price. So therefore, we are the tops cap, and that's the green line. And you can already see whenever Bitcoin is hitting the green line, it's actually amazing, always up to the exact day, up to the exact second, and up to the exact dollar, we hit the bull market high also. So after getting Bitcoin at the lowest price possible with the tops market cap, we are able to scale out and sell Bitcoin at the highest price possible. Of course, we are Bitcoin believers and we have a huge amount of Bitcoin which we are holding forever and we are not planning to sell, but you always want to gamble a little bit on the sidelines and of course maximize your fiat also. So the tops market cap is simply the average cap. You can see it in the yellow line, times 35. And the average cap is something like, I mean, you all know probably moving averages. And the average cap is the all-time moving average for Bitcoin, even in 2009. So it's taking all the Bitcoin prices paid. So for example, when someone paid like $1 or a cent for a Bitcoin in 2009, a cent probably, or even lower, then this is also going into that statistic. And this average cap times 35 is the tops market cap. And you can see that easily if you just go to charts.woobull.com. And of course, everyone is waiting for the next high. And you can see it here on the right-hand side. The longer the Bitcoin price actually consolidates, the higher the green line gets and the higher the potential next bull market top will get. So we do not want the Bitcoin price to skyrocket right now. We want it to consolidate. So what we can see right now in the marketplace is actually something very good. So right now we learned how to buy the bottom and buy the top. But even more important for the very long run is, where is the Bitcoin price actually going? And here I want to ask a question, if everyone is listening. Do you think the Bitcoin price, or let's phrase it like that. Who thinks the Bitcoin price is going above 100,000 anytime in the future? Oh, come on, like a little bit more hands here. What's going on? We want to be bulls. So who thinks the Bitcoin price is going higher than 1 million US dollars? So now the most important question, and I might be the only one who's raising his hand. Who thinks the Bitcoin price is going higher than 5 million US dollars anytime in the future? And I truly believe that, and I will tell you why that is the case, and that why I'm 100% certain, it's not financial advice, that this will be the case no matter if it's in 5, 10 or 15 years. And this is because of the stock to flow model. And that's the most astonishing, the most amazing model which you can find. And you can measure not only the price of Bitcoin, but also of gold, silver, and you could even do it for watches probably. And you can see here the stock to flow model measures the scarcity of an asset or commodity. And the more scarce an asset is, the more valuable it gets. For example, I told you about the example of watches. The watch producers are doing that very nicely. For example, Patek Philippe, I think they produce only like 1,000 watches or so. Richard Mille, like it's so expensive because they only produce a few watches and they are extremely scarce, and the supply is actually not able to match the demand. And the same is also the case for gold, for silver, and of course for Bitcoin. And the stock to flow model actually predicts, measures the scarcity of a good. It measures the already existing stock towards the yet to be mined flow. So the higher the stock to flow model, the stock to flow ratio is, the more scarce a good is. And you can see, for example, for gold, it's the yellow big circle. Gold has a higher stock to flow ratio than silver. So gold is more scarce than silver. Also, in hindsight, gold is more valuable because gold has a higher stock to flow ratio and it's more scarce. And you can do that for watches, for gold, for silver, for platinum, for palladium, and also for Bitcoin. If you look at the small little circles here, that's the stock to flow ratio for Bitcoin over time. And we started on the very downside. And as the time passes, Bitcoin gets more scarce because, you know, Bitcoin gets mined and we have a maximum supply of 21 million. And we have a lot of Bitcoin which are lost and which will be never accessible. And also we have the halvening events where the future inflation of Bitcoin gets cut in half. So as the time passes, Bitcoin gets more and more scarce, and Bitcoin will eventually be the only asset in the world in the history of mankind, the only asset in the world which will have a 100% stock to flow ratio, and even more. It will be infinite. It will be inverse because we will have 21 million Bitcoin. The stock to flow model ratio will be at a 100%, and we will have even 5, 6, or 7 million Bitcoin, which will be never accessible because of the Satoshi wallet, because of loose Bitcoin, and so on. So the Bitcoin price, the Bitcoin stock to flow model will be more scarce than Bitcoin than gold, and will be actually at a stock to flow ratio of 100% or even more. So if we just draw the line from the 100% and we go to the top at the regression line, which is the straight line, we can see that we will hit eventually a market cap of a 100 trillion US dollar for Bitcoin. It's a huge moonboy prediction, but at a 100 trillion US dollars and 21 million Bitcoin, that would match a price of 5 million US dollars. And you can use that easily yourself on TradingView. If you just go on TradingView and you type in stock to flow model, here also courtesy to 100 trillion US dollar on Twitter, he developed that model, you will find the orange line, which is predicting the Bitcoin price on TradingView. And you can see right now we are a little bit overextended, we are a little bit overvalued due to the model, but also we have entered a bull market, hopefully. And if we go one step further, you can see that the blue lines, these vertical blue lines, that's the halvening events for Bitcoin. And as you know, all for years, we have a halvening and the future inflation of Bitcoin gets cut in half. And you can see each and every time after the halvening, the Bitcoin price skyrockets. And why is that the case? Because when the future inflation gets cut in half, the scarcity increases and we will have fewer Bitcoins in the future, and you cannot mine so many Bitcoin. So Bitcoin gets more scarce, and also the stock to flow ratio goes up, and it works something like a magnet, like a co-integration. So when the stock to flow model goes up, then also the price gets like a magnet pulled to the upside. And whenever the price is overextended right here, the stock to flow model pulls it down again. And always when we have the halvening, it will be the case the next time in 2020 in May, the future inflation will get cut in half once again, Bitcoin will get more scarce, and then again, hopefully, no financial advice, the Bitcoin price will be pulled to the upside and will increase once again. So we have these 4-year cycles, which are amazing. So now the question is, how is this model predicting the future prices? We can only see past prices. So the future prices of Bitcoin, according to the stock to flow model, you can see it right here, after the halvening, 100,000 US dollars. But always the price overextends. So our own prediction is that we will hit the gold market cap of, you were able to see it before, after the halvening. And the gold market cap would be for Bitcoin, 400,000 US dollars for Bitcoin. So we might see something like an overextension, and then we go back to the co-integration to 100,000 US dollars. And the halvening afterwards in 2024 is it working? The halvening afterwards in 2024 will make a Bitcoin price of 1 million US dollars. We will probably go overextended again. And of course, it's not working forever. The stock to flow model ends at a 100%. So our own prediction is 100 trillion US dollars, which would put Bitcoin into the situation of being a world reserve currency. And of course, many people will disagree, but only time will tell who is right here. So always remember, guys, when you are fearful, when you are anxious, and when you want to sell your Bitcoin, people are probably only want to make you fearful. They want your Bitcoin, they want to buy your Bitcoin. So always, when you are trading, remember, always hold a hodl position, because Bitcoin is eventually the best type of money, the best form of money which has ever been available to humans. And it is definitely, and that's a proven fact, the most scarce asset which was ever available for human beings. And there's only one thing which is as scarce as Bitcoin. A friend of us said that before, and that's human time. There's nothing else in the world, only human time. You cannot travel back in time. The time which has passed is gone. And for Bitcoin, this is the only asset in the world which is as scarce as human time. time. And you will never ever find something else like that. So always hodl strong, hodl your Bitcoin, and hopefully we are all going to the moon. Thanks.
Passionate. MMCrypto Chris. Thank you very much, man.